Modern gardening tools promise speed, comfort, and technology. But old-timers know, sometimes the simplest tools work best. A 70-year-old hand hoe, sharpened by use, connects you to the soil in a way no battery-powered gadget can. You feel every root, every rock, every living thread underground. The Amish still use hand tools not because they can't afford machines, but because these tools preserve the soil's life. Digging slow and steady helps you notice worms, moisture, and texture. That's impossible with a noisy tiller. More than efficiency, old tools teach rhythm. You don't force the earth, you learn its timing. And that slows the body, calms the mind. In the garden, stillness grows strength. In a world chasing the newest, maybe what you need was made in 1948 and still hangs in your shed. Dust it off. Try it again. You might find your best harvest yet. Plants don't talk, but they speak. You just need to slow down and listen. Modern gardening often skips straight to treatment. Yellow leaves? Add fertilizer. Bugs? Spray. But Amish gardeners don't rush. They walk their gardens in silence, eyes down, fingers brushing leaves. A curled edge might mean too much sun. A slow patch might signal tired soil. They don't treat the symptom, they read the root cause. This isn't old-fashioned guesswork. It's a learned wisdom passed down, season after season. The garden speaks slowly but clearly. It teaches patience, observation, and humility. And when you start noticing these signs before the damage, your plants thank you. Healthier, fuller, steadier. Like the Amish say, the best fertilizer is the gardener's shadow. Be present. Walk daily. Touch a leaf. Ask what it needs. In time, your garden will speak to you too. And once it does, you'll wonder why you ever stopped to listen. A garden isn't just for this summer. Done right, it feeds generations. The Amish think in decades, not seasons. That's why they build their gardens with depth, both in soil and intention. They don't rely on plastic beds or commercial soil blends. Instead, they improve what's there. Each year, compost deepens the earth. Roots dive further. Worms multiply. Over time, that patch of land becomes more than fertile. It becomes sacred. Imagine a garden where your grandchildren don't have to start over. Where the soil remembers what you taught it. That's what Amish gardening does. They think about tomorrow's tomatoes, yes, but also next century's. And you can too. Choose long-term practices. No-till, compost, mulch. Avoid quick fixes. Be patient. In 10 years, your garden won't just grow food. It'll carry your fingerprints in every leaf. That's legacy. And in this world, few gifts are more lasting. Walk through any garden center and you'll see shelves of promises. Miracle Grow. Pest sprays. Quick boost soil mixes. But Amish gardeners pass those by. Not because they're stubborn. Because they know the truth. Gardens respond to care, not chemicals. Every morning they check moisture by touch, not meter. They spot pests early because they walk slowly. Their compost may look humble, but it feeds the soil for years. That's the difference. Modern gardening sells convenience. Amish gardening offers connection. And the payoff? Resilience. When a heatwave hits, their soil holds water. When bugs arrive, their plants resist. Not because of a spray, but because of years of quiet work. If your garden struggles, maybe it doesn't need another product. Maybe it needs more of you. More walking. More observation. More patience. That's the most powerful tool in the shed, and it's free. To the Amish, bare soil is a wound. Left open, it dries, cracks, and weakens. That's why you'll never see it in their gardens. Even in winter, their beds wear blankets, straw, leaves, or green covers like ryegrass. It's not just tradition. It's science backed by time. Covered soil stays moist. It feeds microbes. It invites worms. In contrast, exposed soil bakes in the sun, loses structure, and bleeds nutrients every rainstorm. Mulch does more than keep weeds down. It's an invitation to life. And every layer you add, leaf, straw, compost, builds something deeper. A living sponge beneath your feet. Want better harvests without more work? Stop leaving your soil bare. Start treating it like skin. Protect it. Feed it. Let it breathe, but never stand naked. That one habit changes everything. Most people toss scraps in a pile and hope for the best. But Amish composting is more like cooking. Ingredients matter. Timing matters. They layer straw like bedding, add kitchen scraps for sugar and manure for strength. But they don't rush it. They turn it. Watch it steam. Smell when it's ready. This isn't waste, it's a meal for the soil. And once you feed the soil right, everything changes. You'll notice richer color in your leaves, longer roots, fewer pests. It's not magic. Here. And you don't need acres or animals to do it. Just start small. Know what you're feeding. Compost like the soil is family. It remembers every meal you give it. Modern soil gets tired. Every season it's pushed harder. More plants, more fertilizer, more digging. But Amish gardens grow stronger over time. They let the land rest, feed it when it's not producing, and never ask for more than it can give. Cover crops after harvest. Mulch between rows. No deep tilling that tears the roots of life. It's a rhythm, not a race. And it works. Their soil holds water better, breaks down faster, and stays fertile longer. Think of your garden like a body. It needs rest, nutrition, and gentle movement. Not punishment. Slow down. Listen to your soil. If you give it care, it won't just survive, it'll thrive. For decades, the Amish rarely use sprays. Yet their gardens aren't crawling with bugs. They let nature handle the balance. Planting herbs and flowers between vegetables. Letting wildflowers grow nearby. Building homes for birds and toads. Their gardens are full of life, because life fights life. Ladybugs eat aphids. Frogs eat beetles. Spiders patrol leaves. It's not perfect, but it works better than any chemical. And it builds resilience. Want fewer pests? Stop sterilizing your garden. Make it wild. Invite allies. It's quieter, slower, and far more beautiful. A buzzing, balanced world where nature keeps the peace. Today's gardening can feel like shopping. $300 raised beds. $25 bags of soil. A tool for everything. But Amish gardens grow full without fancy gear. They use what they have. Boards from an old barn become a bed. Leaves from last fall become mulch. Buckets become compost bins. It's not about being cheap. It's about being smart. Because when you invest in the soil, not the store, you stop depending on someone else's product. Your tomatoes won't know if they grew in a $10 bed or a $200 one. But they'll know if the soil is alive. Grow simply. Spend less. Learn more. That's the Amish way, and it works just as well in your backyard. Step into an Amish garden and you won't just see plants. You'll feel peace. There's a rhythm there. Beds laid by hand. Paths worn by footsteps. Tools resting where they always rest. It's not a show, it's a sanctuary. Because for them, gardening isn't a task, it's part of life. Children help weed. Elders inspect leaves. Meals come straight from the rows. That connection changes everything. When you garden like this, stress fades. Time slows. You start noticing things you missed for years. A new sprout. A visiting bee. The smell of real soil. Your garden can feel like that too. But it starts with one change. Stop rushing. Let it be part of your day. Not a checkbox. A ritual. That's how a patch of earth becomes a piece of your heart. We live in a world of rush. Fast food. Fast internet. Fast gardening. Not so fast. Amish gardens grow slow and strong. They don't force early starts with heat mats or lamps. They don't dump synthetic boosters. They plant when the soil says yes, not the calendar. And the plants learn to survive, to stretch roots, to resist bugs. Amish patience is a kind of strength. When you wait for the right time, you don't fight nature. You flow with it. Your plants grow deeper, not just faster. They weather dry spells. Bear longer. Want a better harvest? Slow down. Trust the seasons. Like the Amish do. Because good things grow in their own time. Sounds like folklore, but it's real. The Amish plant with the moon, not out of superstition but observation. Certain moon phases pull water upward in the soil. Roots respond. Sprouting increases. Science is starting to back it, but they didn't wait for proof. They watched. Decades of results. And maybe that's the real lesson. You don't need a lab coat. You need a notebook and time. Watch what works. Record when you plant and how it grows. Over the years, you'll build your own wisdom. Whether you follow the moon or just your memory, you'll be gardening with intention. That's how the Amish do it. And it's how your garden starts working with you, not against you. The ground isn't empty. It's full of threads, fungi, worm paths, root channels. Tilling rips them apart. That's why Amish gardeners often skip the tiller. Instead, they layer compost, mulch, and organic matter right on top. Worms do the mixing. Rain pulls nutrients down. Over time, the soil becomes loose, rich, and fluffy without lifting a shovel. It takes patience, but the results are clear. Healthier plants, fewer weeds, and richer harvests. Try. Start this fall. Add leaves, grass clippings, kitchen scraps. Don't turn it, just let it settle. You'll be shocked come spring. Sometimes the best thing you can do for your soil is stop disturbing it. You forget. The garden remembers. You forget how to wait. You forget that food takes time. It proves it. Amish gardeners don't just grow produce. They remember what we've lost. How to sit. How to listen. How to let seasons guide the pace. You plant a seed in spring and wait. And wait. And in the waiting you remember you're not in control. That's a gift. A lesson hidden in lettuce and squash. Every weed, every bloom, every dead leaf. It's all talking to you. You just have to hear it. The Amish never forgot. That's why their gardens feel like prayers. And maybe yours can too. You've been told it's a chore. A task to tick off. Mow the lawn. Pull the weeds. But the Amish don't treat gardens like duties. They treat them like relationships. The same way you check in on a friend, they check the soil. The same way you prepare a meal with care, they compost. And when you garden this way, something shifts. It's not work anymore. It's rhythm. It's connection. It's peace. You don't garden for vegetables. You garden with them. Each season becomes part of your life story. Not something extra, but something essential. That's what makes an Amish garden last. It's not a project. It's a practice. And it's never too late to begin.